Oh, that. Oh, that's just a tunnel built underneath a synagogue to an old ritual bathhouse called a mikveh, because a handful of extremist students wanted to access the bathhouse. Yeah, there's nothing to see, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing unusual here. Case closed. Or is it? You see, a detailed investigation finds something unusual, and it's all in the numbers. Take the tunnel, for example, which was said to have been 8 feet wide, 60 feet long, and 5 feet tall. Where have we heard that number, 5 feet in height, in New York? Oh yeah, that's right. That's the height of the missing children in New York, their average height. Don't believe me? Well, let's take a closer look. Missing. Have you seen them? These 16 kids have gone missing in New York in 2023. And it reads, Gabriel Vasquez, 5 feet, 16 inches. Hillary Rosario, 5 feet, 4 inches. Jace Graham, 3 feet, 5 inches. Raven Wilson, 5 feet, 3 inches. Luis Gonzalez, 5 feet, 6 inches. Leah Coso, 5 feet, 4 inches. Fabian Forbes, 5 feet, 10 inches. Jaleel Howard, 5 feet, 6 inches. Alicia Adilabeb, 5 feet, 7 inches. Alicia Mebob, 5 feet, no inches. Nayla Ladstetter, 5 feet, 5 inches. Gary Vasquez, 5 feet, 8 inches. Lillian Lopez, 5 feet, 2 inches. Selena Hernandez, 5 feet, 1 inch. Jelena Easington, 5 feet, no inches. And Alexis Marks, 5 feet, 2 inches. So as you can see, in general, in 2023, the common height of missing children in New York is 5 feet. And so when a hidden tunnel discovered underground measured 5 feet, well, that should have set off some alarm bells for the NYPD. Additionally, a closer inspection of the justification for building the tunnel draws suspicion. Why? Well, because it doesn't quite add up. Reports say the justification for building the tunnel was to gain access to an old ritual bathhouse called a mikveh. However, those same reports go on to say that the tunnel was built from the bathhouse to the synagogue. Well, if that's the case, then that would mean that they already had access to the bathhouse. Why? Because they built the tunnel from it. In fact, the reports go on to say that the bathhouse and all the buildings around the tunnel were owned by the synagogue. In other words, the people who built the tunnel already had access to both the bathhouse and the synagogue. So why would they need to build a tunnel to something that they already had access to? We also note that the mikveh, or the bathhouse, could not be used anyway. Why? Well, because they were filling it with dirt. How could someone use a bathhouse that they were filling with dirt? This fact of the case becomes even more bizarre when synagogue members dismantle a wooden wall covering in the synagogue to reveal what appears to be a hidden compartment or space between the wooden wall and the brick wall behind it, in which they found 3 child-sized mattresses tucked away, seemingly a perfect size for a child of 5 feet. And we note that one of these mattresses has what appears to be a dark reddish brown stain on it, carelessly tossed aside as it was pulled from behind the wooden wall, and also ignored by the NYPD, who had their hands full with crowd control. Reports stated that the tunnel connected to several buildings, and while the report states that nothing of significance was discovered in the tunnels, nothing was mentioned about the rooms or the buildings that the tunnel connected to. Buildings connected include 302 Kingston Avenue in Brooklyn, owned by a religious organization. Another building connected includes 1457 Union Street, A multi-story building brimming with security cameras. And as far as the public knows, there's been no investigation into the buildings, no investigation into the mattresses, and no police investigation of the tunnel. Does that sound like case closed to you? Or does that sound like 5 feet of bull? You make the call.